All right, this story, I can't wait to see it, creating quite a buzz. What happens when a news anchor trades her microphone for a bee suit?
Well, I found out what it's like working with nature's busiest pollinators in this week's Try This. It's springtime, the flowers are blooming, the bees are buzzing, and I'd really like to get some local honey. So I want to see how it gets from the hive to the jar. Let's try this, beekeeping. So I found myself inside with Roger Myers, who is going to show me a thing or two about beekeeping. I'm really excited about this because I love honey and locally produced honey. It's the best stuff ever. So it is springtime. What are the bees doing right now?
The bees right now are building up. They need a huge workforce, and over winter, it's cold, it's snowy in Ohio. They contract, they don't lay any eggs, there's no food coming in to tell them it's time to raise babies. Mm-hmm. So as soon as spring starts, the first trees start blooming, the bees, that triggers the bees
wake up a little
and the
bit.
Queen to wake up. It's time to, let's get this show on the road, and we're gonna lay a lot of eggs. And on good sunny days, they go out and collect pollen out of the flowers. That's called pollination. That's where we get all of our good fruits and vegetables.
Right.
But they go to a cornucopia of just flowers.
I haven't been stung by a bee in a long time. I've stepped in a couple when I was a kid running barefoot through the grass.
We all did.
Not allergic, just rub some dirt on it. That's what Grandma used to tell me. So, but I'm gonna put this on just because it's
we
fun.
suit up. This is part of our personal protection equipment. We take safeguards, kind of like when we get in the car every day. We put the seatbelt on and fasten it.
Right.
We also take precautions in wearing some clothes to protect us from getting stung. Honeybees,
but you said they're docile, though.
Yep,
Yeah.
honeybee stingers are pretty short, so they can't sting a long ways, so that's by putting another layer on.
Okay, so we're all suited up, but there are bees swarming everywhere, and you are opening a hive.
We're going to open this hive up and take a look inside.
Wow, so you have different layers there, and you were using a smoker type of, what is that down there?
This is a smoker, and what we do is we light a little fire in here, and we blow some smoke on the bees.
Okay.
And we get them to kind of move away.
Okay.
They also start eating, and so while they're busy feeding, we can get in here and work without getting stung.
So
Open
that's how
this
you
up.
open
We just
one individual one out.
Slow and methodical.
Okay.
Bees don't like real fast movement. We're gonna pull this out, and we got bees here.
You've got bees.
These are all
So they'll start
worker
making
bees.
honey though. They haven't quite.
These are, by the color of them, I can tell that these are young bees that are just hatching, and they're taking care of the babies.
Okay.
Now on this frame, all the babies are covered, so they're pupating.
Okay.
So the queen is the mom. She's the mom to everybody in here, so she's a busy girl. So they are raising baby bees. The queen lays an egg. In 3 days, the egg hatches into a larvae. And then all these bees' job is to feed those larvae.
Okay.
After 6 days, it pupates, kind of like, a monarch butterfly does a cocoon. And these are bees under the cocoon right now.
Oh, okay. So that's all going to be bees here. So
Yep.
What time in the season? Maybe like July or so, or what?
Probably mid-June this year, we'll start taking the extra honey off.
Okay.
So this is all nectar that they're bringing in. You can see some of the bees are eating it. And this is their food source. This is how they make energy. So pollen is their carbohydrates, which does pollination for us, and that's how we get all of our fruits and vegetables, or most of them. And then they convert the honey, the nectar, into honey through a process of dehydration. They have some enzymes in their honey pouch when they're carrying it back. That's what makes honey.
But you stay busy because you're still selling all year round. So we're gonna bottle some.
Yeah, we're gonna bottle some honey here.
All right. So this whole thing is filled with honey.
Honey, and it's warmed up so it flows real nice
You
and
gotta
easy.
keep it a certain
Yep,
temperature, I
temperature.
see.
We don't want to
Okay.
get too warm,
All
and
right.
we just pull the valve down.
Uh-huh.
And
you fill her up.
Fill jars. There's a little line on here.
Uh-huh.
That is called the fill line. So that's the official line
Boop.
that you want to stop at. But
Okay.
I like to overfill my jars just a hair.
Okay.
One, since the honey's warmed up, it will contract a little bit.
Okay.
And two, I want to make sure my customers get a full jar. of
Yeah.
honey.
So it might kind of go down
It
after
might go
it'll
down
go
a
down a
little
little
bit
bit.
once it
Okay.
cools
All right.
down.
Well, grab me another one because I want to do one.
And the bees will go to approximately 2 million flowers to collect enough nectar to fill this one jar.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Is this one good? Did I do better on
Yep,
this one?
yep, that's
All
good.
right.
So was the honey purified at all, or that is as is, and that's what it is?
Yeah, and that was from like last season because the bees aren't making honey quite yet, extra honey quite yet. So that was from last season.
How do the bees survive winter? How does that work out?
So they stay in those hives, and they bunch up and
Okay.
they rotate around in the hive
They stay warm.
to stay warm. Isn't
They
that
don't-
interesting?
They don't keep them indoors or something?
No.
Okay.
And here's the other crazy part. He said that the bees are super hygienic, so they don't go to the bathroom in the hive. So what they do is he'll notice that like in the wintertime, his truck is covered with little black spots because they fly out of the hive, do their business, and then go back in the hive.
There you go.
Bees are so smart. It's so cool.
Remember, we want to know, love that piece.
Yeah.
We want to know what you want us to try next. Email your ideas to news@WTOL.com and
No reptiles. I didn't get stung either, so success.